Hello student, today we are going to discuss about the physiology of the language. So language may be defined as form of communication by means of symbols, auditory and visual. So it may be in the form of spoken language or written language. Vernix area that is necessary for the understanding for both auditory and visual information. It is also essential for the interpretation of the meaning of the visual and auditory input. Broca's area, the area is connected to the vernix area via the arcuate fasciculus. It receives the information from the vernix area and it processes the speech in the form of motor program which are transmitted to the motor cortex. Motor cortex then transmits command to the organ of the articulation, that is lip, tongue and larynx. Angular gyrus, it is required for interpretation of the visual information. When it is damaged, the person may be able to see word, even know that they are the words but not able to interpret their meaning. It is also known as word blindness or dyslexia. How the spoken speech is understand, that we have to learn. So hearing of the spoken word, it requires intact auditory pathway from the ear to the primary area that include the Brodmann's area 41 and 42 for hearing. Recognition and understanding of the spoken word by the auditory association area, that is area number 21 and 20. Interpretation and comparison of the speech ideas involve the activities of vernix area. Understanding of written word. Perception of the written word requires the intact visual pathway from the eye to the primary visual cortex, that is area number 17. Visual association area, area number 18 and 19 are concerned with the interpretation of written speech. Generation of the thoughts and ideas in response to written speech, that is Desirine area, area number 38, that is also known as visual speech center. Expression of speech, expression of the speech in the form of spoken speech, it involves the Broca's area. Expression in the form of written speech, that is Exner's area, it is for motor driving center. So this figure showing the various area and how speech is produced. So first area is visual cortex. It receives written words as a visual stimulation. Second area is angular gyrus. It transforms the visual representation into auditory chord. Third area is vernix area that interprets the auditory chord. Fourth area is Broca's area. It controls the speech muscle via the motor cortex. Fifth area is motor cortex, where the word is pronouns. So these are the different areas starting from visual cortex, angular gyrus, vernix area, Broca's area and motor cortex. And function of each area. How the speech is produced, what is mechanism of the speech. So the first is how the written word is understanding of written word. So written word is seen by primary visual area and understood by visual association area, which discharge to the angular gyrus to appreciate the meaning of the word, which project to the vernix area for the interpretation and formation of the thoughts. Second is the understanding the spoken word. So spoken word is heard by primary auditory area, which discharge to the auditory association area for understanding the meaning, which project to the vernix area. So understanding the spoken word is heard by primary auditory area, which discharge to the auditory association area for understanding the meaning, which project to vernix area. If the word is named, the auditory association area discharge to the name area to vernix area. To express by the written words, vernix area discharge to the hand scale area, which form coordinated hand movements, which project to the primary motor area for the hands. To express by spoken words, vernix area project to the Broca's area through arcuate fasciculus. Broca's area formulates the program for the vocalization and project to the face area in the primary motor cortex. What is speech disorder? Dysarthria, disorder in which articulation of the word is impaired, but comprehension of spoken and written speech is not affected. Aphasia, that refers to inability to understand the spoken and written speech and inability in expressing the spoken or written speech in the absence of the mental confusion or motor deficient. Sensory aphasia, that is receptive aphasia due to result of lesion in the vernix area. So in that, difficulty in understanding the meaning of the word. In that, motor speech is intact, patient talks fluently. It is also known as fluent aphasia, anomia, neologism and paresthesia. It produces impairment of the reading and writing. It is also known as word blindness. Motor aphasia, that involves the Broca's area. Comprehension of the speech is good. It produces difficulty in speaking. It is also known as non-fluent type of aphasia. In that, person can't write, so inability to write. Global aphasia, total inability to use the language communication. So due to damage to both the vernix and Broca's area, so that is known as global aphasia. Concept of dominant hemisphere, general interpretative function of vernix area and angular gyrus, as well as the function of the speech and motor control area are much highly developed in the one cerebral hemisphere, that is called the dominant hemisphere. Vernix area is as much 50% larger in the left hemisphere than right hemisphere. Left posterior temporal lobe is usually slightly larger than right lobe. Which are the various center of the speech? So first is the vernix area. So that is for comparison of auditory and visual information. Second is Broca's area, that coordinate the vocalization and is connected to motor cortex to initiate the aporite movements to produce the speech. Hand scale area. So if lesion of hand scale area occur, that lead to motor apraxia or agraphia. In auditory area, the first is auditory association area. So that is required for understanding the meaning of spoken word, and second is area for naming the objects. Visual area are the visual association area number 18 and 19. Angular gyrus, if it processes the information from the words they are read to they can be converted into auditory forms of words in their vernix area. Now, which are the types of aphasia and lesion? So mainly three types: receptive, expressive and global aphasia. So receptive, in that four types are there: vernix aphasia, word deafness, word blindness and alexia. So in vernix aphasia, the lesion occur in the vernix area. So the person is unable to understand the meaning of the word, but it talk excessively with the neologism. In word deafness, the lesion occur in the auditory association area. So in that, person is unable to understand the meaning of the spoken word. In word blindness, lesion occur in the visual association area. So person is unable to understand the written words or letters. Alexia, lesion occur in the angular gyrus. So person is unable to understand the meaning of written words. Second type is expressive aphasia. In that, lesion occur in the Broca's area. So that is the mild or severe lesion. So mild lesion, in that speech is low and words are hand to come. In severe lesion, speech is limited to 2 to 3 words which express all the emotion like okay or no. Second is the agraphia. So in that, lesion occur in the hand skill area. So person is unable to express thought by written word. So that is agraphia. Third type is global aphasia. In that, lesion occur in the categorical hemisphere, that is extensive lesion. In that, person understand both the spoken and written words. So that is global aphasia. So these are the different type of aphasia. Lesion occur in the different area and person is, which are the inability of the person. So this complete the physiology of language.